When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon. Now they only come but once a month.
Wo ist der? Ah ja, hallo.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever
no.
swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff.
Was?
The war. The coming apocalypse. Man versus machine.
Ah ja.
I'm
Terminator.
talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies.
Ich habe keinen Plan, wovon du da redest.
Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. All right. Listen real close. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant. Clattering about. Firing at the birds.
Natürlich.
Orchestrating their uprising.
Ja, alles klar.
When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be?
In meinem Raumschiff.
Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing, shoulder to shoulder with the resistance? I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling.
Nein, ich kann ihn ja jetzt nicht anlügen. Der ist ja total in seinem Wahn drin. Ich glaube, der braucht eher medizinische Hilfe.
I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saw tuna cans mostly, some spacer's chaw, few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid. Enlistment fees. Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the resistance a bad name. They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back.
Den Roboterspeer, okay. Ich lasse dich in Frieden. Ein Roboterspeer. Dup, 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 dup. Machen wir erstmal hier den auf 91 Metern. Fangen wir ganz weit weg an. Arbeiten uns nach vorne.
If you're falling sick, I don't want you near me.
Don't worry.
Hallo.
So Conrad sells real good.
Merciful law. Is that a marauder's outfit? I don't want you wandering into my shop wearing something you've lifted off a corpse. Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with
Ich
germs.
pack dir gleich mal ins Gesicht.
Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
Ganz ruhig, ich bin sauber.
So everyone says, until someone forgets to cough into their elbow, and then we're all dying of plague. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
Du hast einen komischen Job.
Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. Thank you, no. I despise the cereals. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions. Much obliged.
Okay. Das ist ja interessant. Hallo? Dann gehen wir mal noch dahin. 90 Meter. Ja, was können wir denn anbieten, den Silas? Was hat er denn? Ja, sein Job könnte er ja eigentlich. Der hat hier einen Shop. Da bist du.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, tenderfoot. I'm busy. Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment.
Okay.
Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. If you're not familiar with board law, you ought to be. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
Irreparable Beschädigung von Konzerneigentum. Auch krass.
When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Das ist krass. Das ist wirklich heftig. Hey, jeppa. Das ist heftig. Ist einfach nur so ein Eigentum von irgendeiner komischen Firma. Das ist krass. Machen wir da mal einen rein. Verteidigung ist, glaube ich, auch sehr wichtig. Ich finde Dialog halt mega wichtig. Machen wir 30, komm. Und Technik. Annehmen, Dankeschön. Was war das jetzt mit der Begleiterin? Da haben wir das. Oh, 110. Ja, lecko funny. Achso, aber ich kann da nichts. Kann ich das noch gar nicht. Das kennen wir ja schon. Das kennen wir ja auch schon. Okay. C und V. Ja, wir haben doch schon alles. Warum ist denn da immer noch das Sternchen? Ach, da. Ah, okay, ich kann das Kampfverhalten noch bestimmen. Das ist cool. Das freut. Das ist interessant. Das ist Silas, mit dem müssen wir noch nicht quatschen. Konrad und Martin. Oder Marty. Nee, das kann ich nicht nehmen. Verlassen. Dankeschön. So, dann müssen wir hier einfach wieder raus. Okay, okay, okay. Jum. Das ist Silas, da müssen wir ja noch nicht hin. Erstmal nach da. Der ist irgendwo hier drin.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Ever been healthy?
Hi.
Oh, sweet merciful law. A marauder's in my domicile.
Nein, 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 alles cool. Nein, das mache ich nicht.
There a reason you're running around outfitted like one of those monsters? Did Mr. Thompson send you to put the fear in me?
Nö.
Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
Willst du mir verraten, was dich so nervös macht?
You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state?
Nö. Wenn du möchtest, bin ich das.
What? No. I mean, I might be. That depends on who's asking. Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
Das interessiert mich jetzt.
Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching, and soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies.
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got a couple decades in you.
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction's bound to be contagious. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
Das tut mir leid.
You are? Oh, wow. First time anyone's ever told me that. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
Wie kann ich dir denn helfen?
There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
Okay.
You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it. Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. Probably tracking mud all over the archives. I know that, but I got nobody else to turn to. Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up and wrote me up. Could have gone to see the good vicar, but I never did find my courage.
Okay, das ist... Oh. Das überrascht mich jetzt.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Was? Ich mache einen Fehler, wenn ich... Moment.
Something you need? You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vicar says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicar sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. Fixing the universe is a job for somebody way better than the likes of me.
Hat die nicht gerade gesagt, das wäre ein Fehler, wenn wir dem das Zeug bringen?
What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor? I am a Spacer's Choice certified surgeon, and if you must know, I can stitch a severed thumb with a 58% chance of avoiding gangrene. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame. Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the best among us. Mr. Thompson's brainchild. Have you met him yet? Thoughtful-looking fellow, stares out of his office most hours. Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself privileged to work here.
Okay.
I am never wanting for work, not since the plague started. As the good vicar says, work fortifies the spirit of a man. If you want to feel exhausted, try not having any work.
Ist der das gar nicht? Habe ich mich jetzt vertan? Doch. Das ist der doch. Konrad. Du bist doch Konrad. Ich will deine
What can I do
Grabgebühren.
for you? Go ahead.
Aber irgendwie macht er das nicht. Okay. Oh.
What can I do for you? You know about Eugene? How?
Ich habe keine Ahnung, ich kenne ihn nicht.
Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way I'm paying my gravesite fees. I'm sure that I have no other choice. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU. Eugene was not a suicide. He put a bullet in his brain, yes, but that's largely a technicality. I was the one who prepared Eugene's body for interment. I discovered symptoms of the plague on his corpse, and I discovered medicine in his pocket. Lots of medicine. Eugene overdosed on adrenatime, which is known to cause psychosis and paranoia as possible side effects. The paranoia drove him to take his own life. It's a miracle of bureaucracy. If Eugene's death were filed as a suicide, we'd all pay the price for his crime. We can all thank our lucky stars that young Eugene was hopped up on medication and suffered its predictable side effect. I included it all in my official report. I'd like to think I saved Edgewater a great deal of money. We never could have paid the fines associated with a suicide.
Wow. Also, die sind hier alle irgendwie leicht daneben, habe ich das Gefühl. Die haben irgendwie alle leicht einen an der Waffel. Gehen wir mal nach Silas. Da haben wir bis auf den Friseuren ja fast alles da geschafft. Der braucht heute irgendwie so einen Schuldschein oder so. Hui.
Hey, Miss Parvati. Come for a visit? Lovely to see you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss. Best to ask her yourself.
My dad's buried here. Silas watches over him when I can't leave the house.
Das.
Oh. Well, thanks.
Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. And I'll buy you a drink sometime. Oh, suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another.
Hohoho, ich werd noch reich.
Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy. What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported. I needed his fees because of his name. A for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see? Yeah? You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, brave in the wilds.
Ja, was ist, wenn du jetzt mal krank wirst?
Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows accustomed.
Gut. Okay. Berge die Erz... Ah, ja, für den Typen, okay. Das machen wir auch, komm. Aber die sollte ich ja gar nicht bergen, ne? Ich meine, die hat jetzt irgendwas gesagt vorhin. Bin deshalb nicht ganz sicher, was. Dass es ein Fehler wäre, dem die Medikamente zu geben. Better than nature. Wissenschaften haben okay. Okay. Bordwurst. Ach so, die sind da. Ah, okay, verstehe. Stimmt, die waren ja bei den Banditen da hinten, ne? Genau. Edgewater Friedhof. Hier liegen Leichen. Hey. So. Jum. Da bin ich ja mal gespannt.